Florida residents are reeling after Hurricane Milton swept across the state with roaring rains and winds, killing at least 18 people, wrecking more than 100 buildings and causing mass power blackouts. But as bad as the storm was, experts and local officials are relieved it wasn't more catastrophic, with Governor Ron DeSantis saying the state had avoided a worst-case scenario. Here are key takeaways from the storm. After emerging in the Gulf of Mexico, Milton exploded into one of the region's fiercest ever hurricanes in 4 quick days. From Sunday to Monday, the storm's wind speed surged from 97 kilometers per hour to 290 kilometers per hour, among the strongest in decades. The storms you now get grow into monster extreme weather events rather quickly. Susan Glickman with the KLEO Institute, a non-profit dedicated to climate education and advocacy, told Al Jazeera. They are unnatural disasters as compared to hurricanes that we've seen for decades. These supercharged modern hurricanes are also harder to prepare for. Some people don't have time to prepare, and then they just cause more damage, she said. While meteorologists expected Milton to weaken before hitting Florida's shores, they were ready for an epic catastrophe, spurring calls for more than 7 million people to evacuate. Milton did cause an unusual barrage of tornadoes, dozens of which were unleashed throughout the state. It was these violent twisters that caused some of the state's worst carnage, with one tornado in the eastern city of Fort Pierce killing at least 5 people in a retirement home. The tornadoes were really kind of supercharged compared to the typical tornadoes you see in a hurricane environment. Michael Brennan, director of the National Hurricane Center in the United States, told CNN. They were longer living, they were more powerful, there were more of them. On top of the lives lost, Milton knocked out power to more than 3 million people, shut down major international airports and ports, and created property damage that could cost insurers as much as $50 billion, according to the credit rating agency Fitch. US President Joe Biden said at a news conference on Friday that Milton and Helene highlight the need to harden the US energy grid. Florida officials warned that recovery will be a long and grueling process. In St. Pete Beach, a barrier island city, most houses are uninhabitable with no sewer or water service, according to Mayor Adrian Petrilla. The search for people stranded or missing in the storm continues, with more than 6,500 National Guard soldiers deployed to support the effort. Milton was likely wetter and windier than past hurricanes due to weather trends shaped by global warming, according to experts. A major factor, they said, is the ocean's warming temperatures, which serve as turbo fuel for brewing storms in the Atlantic Ocean. All across the North Atlantic, and especially the Gulf of Mexico, the temperatures are record-breaking right now, Jennifer Francis, a senior scientist at the Woodwell Climate Research Center, told Al Jazeera. And we know that heat in the ocean is the fuel that these storms feed off of. This extra energy makes these storms stronger. It makes them intensify more rapidly. Francis added that the warming water likely spurred heavier rainfall as Milton crashed into Florida, which recorded 18 inches of precipitation in some inland areas, and submerging vehicles.